Well, hello, Eagle fans, and welcome to the Week 4 Coaches Show. I'm here with Coach Stephen Fitzhugh. I'm Daniel Kirkendall, and we'd like to thank our sponsor, McDonald's, for bringing you this week's Coaches Show. We're going to talk about a little bit about the game that was last week, Coach. Good win against the Delhi Bears. Moved to 3-0 on the season. What was the score? 52-6. So another big offensive output and a good win for the Eagles. Coach, before the game, you had senior night, and you recognized all your seniors. Talk a little bit about this senior class so far this year.
I'll tell you, just very proud of them. We have 11 guys on the field, 2 managers that are seniors that, just a special group. And again, very proud of the way that these guys have stuck it out through the years. Because, I believe we just have about 3 of them that have been starters, 2 of them full-time as juniors, another one part-time. But you got all those other guys that have stuck it out through the years that they're having, for this opportunity to be the guys that it's their turn to step up, carry on the tradition, and they're doing a great job, and it's exciting to see the way that they've stepped in. And again, guys that last year you did not hear their name a whole lot because they were sometimes doing the backup role and things such as that. But, you look at the games that Cam Boyan has already had as a receiver, as a go-to guy that he makes remarkable plays each week. And so, again, it's things like that, him. And again, Melton with his big interception. Cooper has 2 on the year now. And just the different guys that have stepped up and made things happen. Our offensive line, we got 4 seniors up there that are doing a great job. Jackson Mann and Stacy playing center for the first year. Bo Gregory at tackle, and so he saw a lot of action last year. And then John Turner steps in this year and willing to do whatever the team needs and doing a great job on the offensive line. And all those guys, most of them are double dipping and playing some on the defensive line, trying to keep a fresh rotation. But Eli Red stepped in at corner and, as a new position for him and done well. And then, of course, again, the guys that have been there, Stacy and Eldridge there on defense, are just showing that leadership that they realize, hey, it's our turn. We're the guys that have been out there with the most experience through the years. And they're stepping up and showing that leadership. And so, it's been real big, and of all those guys just doing a great job. And, again, I'm very proud of them, very proud of their leadership, their attitude, and just the energy and leadership that they're bringing to the team.
Yeah, so we win the game 52-6, okay? And so the game starts out, we win the coin toss and defer. So we're kicking off to start the game, and we come out and – just a beautiful onside kick that we recover, and that's something we've seen Gavin do twice. That kind of roll kick. I don't know if you have a name for it.
Roll.
Yeah. That's what it is. He hits it just enough to travel about 10.5 yards, and then he recovers it, and that's happened twice. So we get the ball to start the game. Okay, we go on a 3-play drive. All 3 plays are passes to Cam Boyan, who you mentioned a minute ago, and we cap it off with the touchdown. 2 completions, 2 or 3 on that drive, if I remember right, and then touchdown. And you touched on Cam Boyan, but he had those plays in the on the first drive with the touchdown. He had several other catches that night, but that's a good way to start off the game. Then Delhi gets the ball. 1 play, 49-yard touchdown. I want to talk about that play just for a minute because that's the first points that we've allowed this season. And for those who watched the game, all he had to do was just not drop the ball. He was wide open. So can you tell us what happened on that play?
We had 2 guys bust a coverage, and so they made the most of that opportunity that we didn't do things correctly on. So that's something that. Again, I hate to make those mistakes, but hopefully you learn from it and don't make that same mistake again.
Well, I guess that's a good game to make a mistake if you're going to learn from because that was it for their scoring. They scored 6 points on that drive, and they only have 6 yards the rest of the game. So you made the adjustment, and your defense really stepped up for the rest of the game and made it tough on the Bears to move the ball. After that, we get the ball back. and we score. And I think we score or we miss a field goal. I can't remember what happened there. I think we missed a field goal. And then the next 3 possessions that Delhi has, they have an errant snap over the punter's head. Cooper Russell gets the interception, and then Eli Gray has a fumble recovery. But you get the ball inside the 20-yard line 3 times in a row. You talk about field position. I mean, that's a big deal.
That's huge. That's a real big deal. And again, that's what you battle for, is get that field position, and again, opportunity to score, whether it's touchdowns or field goals. And obviously, we love the touchdowns more. But offense did go out and capitalize on those, and so it was a great way to start.
Yeah. So Cam ends up with another touchdown. Cam Vullion later in the game went over 100 yards. I just thought he had a great game. Patrick Turpin, I thought he had a good game because the catches that he had, he really was tough to bring down after he caught the ball. And so he had a really good game catching the ball and getting yards after the catch. We did struggle a little bit, the quarterback to receiver, and it was Patrick had a couple drops and Luke had some errant throws. Luke finished the night 9 of 22. So it wasn't quite as efficient as the previous week, and I understand that those games are going to happen. You can't be perfect every game, but it was good to see our offense be able to bounce back. But when you have a guy like Makin Lenard, who through the first 3 games has just really kind of been a model of consistency, carrying the ball, and not fumbling the ball. One of your seniors had 4 touchdowns in that game, so it's really good to be able.
Yes, and that's one of those seniors that, again, I didn't mention a while ago, but a guy who served as a backup last year. But yes, he goes out and has a 4 touchdown game that, again, doing an outstanding job. And so again, just all these seniors. I mean, it is. Just brings a lot of joy to see those guys excelling as they are. So, I mean, a 4 touchdown game has not happened a whole lot in OCS history. So that was really big.
Well, I'll get the media guy this week, and I'll be able on at the game on Thursday night, and I'll be able to talk about how many times that has happened. So it was a great win, and I guess really kind of the overshadowing event of the night was an injury. James McGee hurts his leg, and that's really kind of it really kind of dampens the mood a little bit when something like that happens. I do want to ask about injuries, though. What's the situation going into next week with injuries? I know James is going to be out, and hope and pray for a speedy recovery for him. It looks like everything.
He had a good surgery, and he actually was at our JV game this week, and so. That was great to be able to see him out there so soon to watch, and so it's going to be something he'll be non-weight bearing on that. But thankful he did not tear any ligaments in addition to that break, and so besides him injury wise, Edwards is still nursing his ankle injury, getting it well.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He hopes to be able to play next week. So, Coach, we we had the onside kick, and we saw a variation of kicks from Gavin. One of those, though, he had 2 field goal attempts. One of those, you could tell that something obviously went awry. It's hard to see, between the snap and the hold and the kick, but something went awry. Do you know what happened on that first one that he missed?
I think may have just hit it a little bit higher than he normally does.
Yeah, well, he gets another opportunity.
He did make the most of that next opportunity, career long.
Well, it's a career long, but I think he had plenty of room to spare.
Yes.
On that. It was a 43-yarder, and he kicked it almost to the track from 43. I think he had probably 50 plus from that.
Yeah, I think so, and I think he'll have that opportunity, again this year.
Well, it sure is fun to watch him, do his thing out there, and it's kind of like in the booth with me and David Gordy. We always try to kind of think about what he might do on each kickoff, and most of the time we're wrong. Sometimes we get it right, but we talk about him each week and just the weapon that he is on special teams. And again, that's a big deal. We talked about the field position after the 3 turnovers where we get the ball inside the 20, but your kicking game has such a major role in your field position. And when you have a guy like Gavin, it's the field goals, it's the extra points. Which, by the way, I do want to mention he's currently the all-time leader in consecutive extra points, and I think he's over 60 now. And so, we'll go down as one of the best kickers in OCS history,
without a doubt.
And
we've had some great ones.
Yes, yep. So Gavin, it's great to have Gavin, and he can throw the ball as well. So other than that, the first quarter seemed like it took forever. We score those 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. And then we eventually get to the 42-point mark, and we have the running clock. And so the second half went by pretty quickly. But I thought it was interesting. I was looking at the stats, and Cooper Thomas is our leader in yards per carry. So he came in the other night, a freshman, and I said it on the air, but he reminds me of Zach White, his build and kind of the way he runs the ball. And, they played a JV game last night. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. How'd that JV game go, Coach?
It went well. With the JV won 28-6, and offense did a lot of things well. Defense played solid, and so those guys are getting out there, getting after it, and making the most of their opportunities.
We were up here practicing for the third and fourth grade, and I saw the boys after the game coming off the field from the JV game, and they seemed really happy about a good performance. It sounded like. So, Coach, the last thing I want to ask about as we go into Week 4 is, the last 3 years we've been kind of spoiled as Eagle fans. Expectations are set really high. We knew we had a talented team. This year, kind of the media and the PR is a little bit quieter. We don't have as many players being mentioned in, as players of the week or the Elite 11 or anything like that. Kind of living in obscurity right now, kind of flying under the radar. Would you prefer that, or would you prefer the accolades, or does it?
It doesn't matter. We got to show up every week and play. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, whether there's attention. It's always great for your program to receive attention for the things that are going on. But we're out there to get better each and every week, regardless of whether we're winning games, losing games, whatever. Our overall theme for this program is seize the day. Make the most of each and every day that the Lord gives you, and use what He has given you to get better today, and make others better. And so, again, that's doesn't bother us at all. We're gonna go out and we're gonna work hard each and every day, regardless of whether what media's saying or whatever. We're going to go out and work hard.
Yeah, I guess it's better to get that attention and accolades later in the season than it is early in the season, and then maybe disappoint somebody. I don't know. So set the expectations too high, but it is. I think I love that mantra, just to take it one day at a time. Coach, I appreciate you shedding some light on the game this last week, and as we look forward to the season, we want to get to know some of our seniors, and so we're going to sit down with some of them throughout the week. We'll have a few here in just a minute, so stick around and get to know some of our seniors.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back to the McDonald's Coaches Show here at Ouachita Christian School. We go to the games on Friday nights, and we get to see these guys play, and I'm here with 2 of our seniors that play on Friday night, number 3, Makin Lenard, and number 5, Andon Melton. You'll see Makin playing running back pretty much the whole game, and you'll see Andon on the defensive side of the ball playing safety or cornerback, somewhere back there, trying to keep the other team from scoring. And I want to talk to these guys, give all of our fans a chance to get to know them outside of the Friday Night Lights. And so the first thing I want to ask you guys, outside of the Friday Night Lights, what do you like to do for fun? What do you like to do for fun, Makin? What other hobbies or sports do you play?
Another sport that I play is track. I like track a lot. I was blessed to go run at track nationals in Jacksonville, Florida in June. and I was labeled 2-time All-American there, placed in 2 events. So track's probably my number 2 sport behind football.
Yeah, what events do you participate in track?
The Open 400 is probably my best event, and then while I was at Nationals, I was on a stacked 4x1 team, which I was the first leg on that.
Okay, and you've got several state championships from track here at Washita Christian.
Yes, I do.
Very nice.
We forfeited, but I have three of those rings.
Nice. Hoping for another one in the spring, right?
No doubt.
Yeah. What about you, Andon?
I play basketball. Been playing for 4 years. Also, like during the summer, I play AAU, kind of travel basketball. So I really like playing basketball.
All right. Well, I mean, these guys will be out there in the spring and in the winter playing their sports, and it's a good time to come out and support these student athletes. And we know all the students at OCS have an opportunity to be involved in different activities, different sports and competitions. And so you'll see these guys around campus outside of football. So when it comes to football, though, this year, both of you guys have really been a prominent presence with our team. You're seniors this year, and you've kind of moved into new roles. So I want to ask you first, Makin. Last year, you rotated in and out at running back. Kind of give Zach a spell at running back. You were kind of and this may not be official, but it seemed like you had kind of a specialty skill set with the outside runs, using your speed. But this year's a lot different. You're carrying the ball, you're playing every down, and you're running the ball a lot between the tackles. And I think you had to anticipate that was going to be the case coming into this season. So what are some things that you've done to prepare yourself for your role this year?
Well, I went to a lot of camps over the summer, and speaking with running back coaches that have offered me or haven't offered me yet, they definitely want to see some versatility with me in the backfield. So, it's okay. Like, you have some of these backs who do. That is their specialty, is run to the outside. But with my size, I can also go downhill. So they want to see me run between the tackles, and I think I've executed that pretty well. And so that's what some of those coaches wanted to see. So that's what I worked on over the summer, is just running downhill and using my speed wherever I needed to go.
Well, you've done great this season, and it was kind of a good surprise to see your ability to run, with behind your blockers there instead of just beating everybody to the corner, which you can still do that. But you also, I mean, how do you feel about our backfield, our running back core this year? You and Jude, I feel like y'all are a good complement to each other on the field a lot at the same time. So
yeah, I love it. I mean, we didn't expect Jude to be in the backfield really the whole time because we were going to have John, but John got moved to guard, and which is working out perfectly. And then Jude, I mean, he runs just like John. I mean, they both carried the ball, so being a good fullback, you act as if you have the ball, so you're running the exact same gap that I'm about to go through. So it's great running behind Jude. He paves a good way.
Yeah. He opens that hole up for you pretty good. Seen him make some great blocks, and of course, then you've made some. You've had several great runs where you've made cuts and finished them, and it's been fun to watch you just through the first 3 weeks of the season. And Andon, on the other side of the ball, last year you kind of contributed at wide receiver, and you would rotate in and out at defensive back. But this year, every meaningful play that we've had on defense, you've been out there kind of I think at the safety position. And I've noticed, and I think I said something at the scrimmage that we had over at Ruston. I said, I think Andon's gotten faster. So do you feel like you've gotten faster in the offseason?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah.
All the workouts, Coach Billy puts us through, and all week, just doing all the stuff that he gets us to do, I feel like it makes us faster and gets us stronger for the season.
Okay, and you got good size. I mean, you got great size for a safety, and we've played. We're 3-0 right now, and we've played teams. I guess Delhi was really the first team that focused on the pass, and so you had to defend the pass, but. You've done a great job. I think week 2 you had an interception return for a touchdown, and when I was watching that, I was up in the booth and I could see it kind of unfold, and it was almost like slow motion. I saw you break on the ball, and I was like, he's going to take that to the house, and you did. So, talk about the feeling when you see a quarterback hang a ball up in the air like that.
Yeah. So we were in. Coach Fitzhugh checked the man last second, and the first thing I saw him do was step backwards, and I started running downhill. and I knew that he turned that way to throw it, but that he's kind of in the way of the offensive lineman, so I couldn't really see where the football exactly was, and it was just right there. Right when I called it, just green grass. I was just running.
Yeah, and there's probably not much better than that. So I do have a question for you. Okay, so you had that interception, you returned it for a touchdown. Also in the preseason, you made a fantastic. There's one play that sticks out where you got a tackle for loss. You stepped up. It was probably 6 or 7 yards deep. So would you rather intercept a ball and take it to the house, or force a fumble and then scoop it and score?
I'd rather say force a fumble and scoop it and score.
Yeah.
Make a big hit. I feel like that'd be more fun.
Yeah, that really gets the crowd into it, and then, it's been fun watching. You've got 8 tackles on the season, 1 tackle for loss, 1 pass defended, and, of course, the 70-yard interception return. And like I said, we've been tested a little bit, but I think as the season progresses, our secondary will be tested a little bit more. And we've got kind of a senior-heavy defensive backfield, and I think that's helped out our defense a lot. So are you looking forward to those challenges coming up in the season?
Yes, sir. I think the more games we play, they're going to start throwing the ball more. So I think we're going to be ready for when we play some good teams down the road.
Yeah, that's good. It's hard to run on our defense, and so I think we've only allowed that one big play last week. But other than that, y'all have done a great job.
Yes, sir.
Making on the other back to the offensive side of the ball. Through 3 games, you have 277 total yards. Week 1, you had 98 yards and a touchdown. Week 2, 107 and a touchdown. Week 3, 84 yards and 4 touchdowns. I love the touchdowns, and I know you do too. But as far as the yards go, those are pretty consistent, and I think that's what we've seen from you. Your consistency, 0 fumbles on the year and 6 touchdowns. So, what's your? Do you like running between the tackles like we talked about earlier, or would you rather just have a race to the edge and try to beat anybody?
I actually like running between the tackles. I've been playing with the groin strain the past 2 weeks, and thankfully, our defense have been doing their job, so we haven't had to play after half. But running outside the tackles, that kills my groin because of just striding out there. But running between tackles, I definitely like that more. And then back to the yards, I'm just trying to stay right there, consistent around 100 yards, be on pace from maybe I can get 1,200, break 1,200.
Yeah, I've noticed an improvement in your patience, letting those blocks set you up, set the lane up for you to run through. Is that something that you worked at practice a lot in the off season?
Yeah, I worked at practice, and I just watched a lot of running backs because it's a lot about watching and seeing what they do.
All right, so mention the results from the last 3 years. What would you say? And I was both of you. I was you first, and you may agree or you may have something to add, Andon. But as a team, what are your goals for this season? What are your team goals for this season?
Oh well, we're already close to midway through and we're undefeated, so I definitely want to keep that undefeated title throughout the season. And then when we get to playoffs, I want to show that what we've been doing through the regular season isn't just because of the competition we've been playing, and that we can do it to any of these schools when it comes playoff time. And then I want to be playing in New Orleans in December.
Absolutely, yeah, same thing. So if you look at our schedule, it kind of sets up nicely. It looks like the competition gets a little bit more stiff each week, and we finish. Week 8 we got Makin, week 10 Oak Grove, and hopefully that'll set us up for when we do make the playoffs and make a run. We'll be prepared for that. All right, last question I want to ask you guys. Makin, next year, you graduate in May, and do you have any plans for next year? Do you have any options on the table right now? What's going on?
I think I have somewhere between 12 and 13 official offers. A lot of them are in the GAT conference. That's Division II, Harding, SAU, UAM. A lot of those colleges, and then a lot of D3. Some of those for dual sports if I want to go run track and play football there. But I've actually been talking to some bigger schools between these first 3 weeks of the season. That's what the coaches really want to see is your first 3 weeks. And I'm supposed to talk to a Southeastern coach today. Willie Fritz, the Houston head coach, I talked to him last week, Rice University. So I'm talking to some bigger schools, and I don't know where it's going to lead to. I don't know if it'll lead to scholarship, partial, PWO. But I definitely want to play ball at the next level.
Okay, yeah, that was my question. But you are looking to play football next year.
No doubt.
All right, that's awesome. Andon, what about your plans? Is there do you know where you're going to school? Do you have options on the table? What's going on?
Nah, I'll probably just go to LSU and major in kinesiology. That's my plan right now.
Okay, kinesiology. What do you want to use that kinesiology degree for?
Kind of be a physical therapist. So.
All right,
Yes, sir.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to tell you something, fans. If you get to know these guys off the field, they're fantastic. I had them in class a couple years ago. I get to talk to them about football all the time now, and we're going to look forward to watching them this Thursday night against Madison. What do you guys expect from Madison? What are you looking forward to about this game?
Done by half. Go handle our business. Done at halftime.
Yeah, look sharp. You look sharp the first half, and take care of your business, and look forward to the next week. Homecoming's next week, so definitely appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time. You're probably supposed to be in class right now.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime. Well, not anytime, but I do appreciate you guys taking the time and talking to the people that support you guys, and we look forward to the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll fulfill those dreams of making a run to New Orleans again. So
sounds good.
So number 3, Makin, Lenard. Number 5, Andon, Melton. Come on out Thursday night and watch them in Madison as we take on Madison. And we'll be right back with Coach Fitzhugh after the break.
Looking for a reason to try the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
That's everything you get with the new $5 meal deal at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All right, Coach. So again, win 52-6, move to 3-0, and now we begin district play next week. It's going to be kind of a busy week. It's district play opener, and it's homecoming. Talk a little bit about how your schedule, your practice schedule, and things like that change during a week like homecoming week.
Well, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we again, our main priority is take care of our business on the practice field and game field, and so. With a shorter week this week, we accelerated things, which plan on Thursday night. We'll come back and we'll watch film on Friday. And then next week during homecoming week, again, we treat it as a normal week. Tell them, hey, dress up, have fun during the school day, all that. But when it's time to put on the helmets in the afternoon, we have a job to do, and we need to execute, do things right. And so, again, it's a great time for people to come back and visit their alma mater, things such as that. And again, we just realize how special it is that there will be some people that this will be the only game that they come to next week for homecoming. Mm-hmm. But again, we just take it one day, 1 week at a time, and go out to practice each day. And we don't change up a whole lot at practice. We're going to do the same fundamentals and work on getting better each day.
Well, so this week we have Madison. We travel to Madison. It's a Thursday night game. What can we expect from this Madison team?
I tell you, they have a very talented football team. I feel like looking at them defensively, they're going to bring a lot of pressure. And so it's going to be really important for our offensive line to communicate with each other. But they do a good job of bringing pressure defensively. Offensively, they run the spread that they're going to line up 4 wide receivers every single time, sometimes 5. And I really feel like this quarterback that we're going to see this week is the most accurate of all passers that we've seen to this point. When you look at him on film, his mechanics, he has a great quick release. And he can do some things that will hurt us. And so our secondary is going to have probably the biggest challenge that they've had yet.
So next week during homecoming, your practice schedule is going to be the same. You're just going to continue with your typical schedule. But what about when a Thursday game? What do you have to adjust on when your game is a day earlier?
We just basically skip out on that Monday fundamental days, and we just accelerate everything on Tuesday and realize we move straight into that Tuesday. That Monday is usually a lot of walk through, talk through, teaching stuff in preparation for Tuesday's practice. And so when we have a Thursday game, we just, like I say, we miss out on that. Try to get them the scouting reports and stuff a little bit earlier. that they can take a look at that. And we jump straight into our main Tuesday practice, and we're able on the second day of the week, on a Thursday practice week, we don't have to be limited to just team only. Like on a regular week, Wednesday is just team practice only, Team O, Team D, with it being a shortened day that we need to get out, be done by 5:15 for church services that night. When it's a shortened week, well, Tuesday, we can stay out there and go a little bit longer if we need to, and we can add in a pass scale or whatever we need to, because we're not pressed with any time issues that evening. And so, but we're able to get it all in.
Okay. All right, Eagle fans. Well, remember, this week it's a Thursday night game. Yes, sir.
Clear bag policy this week. As we head to Madison Parish, their school has a clear bag policy. So that's something that everyone, clear bags, clear water bottles, whatever it may be, they have a clear bag policy that we'll need to adhere to.
Okay, that's good information. Especially when we're on the road, somebody else's field. And do we have any history with Madison? Have we played them before?
We have. We have played them as Madison Parish back in 2013 and 14. They are a consolidation of the schools McCall and Tallulah, which we have played each of those schools. Tallulah, we were playing them back in the 80s. McCall, I know we were playing them in the early 90s. And so we have played each of those schools in the past.
Okay, so Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Madison. I guess it's in the town of Tallulah would be where the address is, but it's right off the interstate. Pretty direct drive. Hope all the Eagle fans, you can make it out there. You can watch our Eagles play against Madison in Week 4 of this season. And, Coach, I want to thank you so much for your time and your transparency when it comes to your program and what you guys are doing. I get to do the radio, but I'm also a huge fan. Love watching these kids go do the things that they love to do, watch them compete and succeed. And I know all of our fans do too. So I want to wish you good luck, your team good luck, and hope all of you can make it out there. We'll continue in Week 5 with our McDonald's Coaches Show next week. And until then, go Eagles.